Coming up on this episode of One-on-One Sports.
The Lakers already made a coaching change, firing Mike Brown and hiring Mike D'Antoni. Is this the right move?
Plus, our college football experts look at what has changed in the BCS now that Alabama is no longer the #1 team in the nation.
All that and more, and it all starts right now.
Hello and welcome to One-on-One Sports. I'm Joe DiRienzo.
And I'm Curt Lestan. We've got a lot to get to this week after an exciting week of sports, so let's start things off with the starting five.
Fans and experts alike have been looking for someone to blame for the Los Angeles Lakers' slow start this year, and apparently that blame was placed on head coach Mike Brown. After a 1-4 start to the year, Brown was fired, and although there were talks of a Phil Jackson return, the Lakers ended up hiring former Knicks head coach Mike D'Antoni. Now, Curt, is D'Antoni the right guy to right the ship?
No, not whatsoever. Listen, I don't understand this move at all, Joe. Listen, when the Lakers were under Mike Brown, the offense wasn't the issue. They were scoring fine. They weren't playing defense well. What does Mike D'Antoni do? He loves offense. He loves to run the pick and roll. He doesn't mention defense.
This was all a very strange situation because everyone thought Phil was coming back. Even Phil thought Phil was coming back.
Yeah.
He thought he had the choice until Monday whether he was going to be the Lakers head coach again. And Saturday night, he found out through his agent, oh, by the way, they signed D'Antoni. It was a weird situation.
You know, he does date one of the bus's daughters, so maybe he like sneezed in the food during Thanksgiving last year. I don't know. This makes no sense.
You know what? His offense will be a great fit. It'll be great seeing Steve Nash to Dwight Howard and Pau Gasol on the pick and roll and Kobe out on that wing doing what Kobe does best, but it's not going to fix the defense.
Defense wins championships, Joe.
And D'Antoni doesn't.
I like that. There you go. The San Francisco 49ers and the St. Louis Rams could not decide a winner in the full 60 minutes of regulation or the extra 15 minutes of overtime, leading to the National Football League's first tie game in 4 seasons. Joe, should the NFL do away with these tied games?
Curt,
yeah?
Ties are stupid.
Yes, they are.
What? No other sport in the United States ties. They go to overtime, they decide a winner, because winning is a good thing in sports. And you know what? Yeah, ties are stupid, but players should also kind of know that ties are a possibility. Because I feel like every time there's a tie in the NFL, you have players going, oh, we had no idea this was even an option. Yeah. We had no idea that we could tie.
Joe, 2 things, okay? 1, you play to win the game. And the second thing I have for you, okay? A tie's like kissing your stepsister, okay? And she's not even cute, all right? That's ridiculous. No more ties.
Please, just do away with the ties. It'll make us all a lot happier. Every year, a group of recruits enters the college basketball world, and every year, without fail, there is a recruiting scandal. Last week, UCLA freshman Shabazz Muhammad was ruled ineligible by the NCAA for accepting improper benefits while on unofficial recruiting trips. Curt, is the NCAA finally doing something to clean up this whole dirty recruiting act?
They are trying. They are certainly trying to clean up the recruiting act.
It's at least progress.
It is progress. And you know what? They're doing the right thing. They're doing what they should be doing. But on the other hand, you have to look at it objectively and realize this is not going to change. This is what happens. At some point, I think you got to face the fact and say, hey, we can't really come down on these kids because everyone does it.
You know what? Before this, it was all a bunch of slap on the wrist. The whole vacating wins and things like that, that does nothing. The player has moved on from his college career. His dirty recruiting or whatever happened to him helped him get to the NBA or wherever he went. At least this is something punishing the guy while he's still at college, doing something more than just vacating a couple wins.
And as you're saying, this certainly shows that if you do get recruited illegally and you accept these things, you're going to punish, get paid
now
for it
at least there's a real punishment to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really going to help.
It's a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. No doubt. Hey, guess what? Dwight Howard is upset once again. But this time, it isn't because of Stan Van Gundy always yelling, Dwight! But because the NBA has replaced the 5 spot in the All-Star game with an added front court position. Howard feels as though this move completely devalues the work of his fellow big men. Joe, whose side are you on here, Dwight Howard or the NBA?
Look, the All-Star game in the NBA is one of the most exciting All-Star games because of the pickup mentality to it. And I don't care about seeing 7'2" big men who can rebound without jumping in the All-Star game. The entertainment value is higher if they add the power forward center slashers. And there's like only 6 real centers left in the league. So this just opens it up for guys to be able to be chosen for either position.
Yeah, once again, Dwight has become the biggest crybaby in basketball. I don't know when this happened, but I'm so sick of Dwight Howard. He needs to go away, shut up, because quite frankly, as you said it, I don't watch the All-Star game to see a big, tall guy stand there and grab the ball. I want to see little guys who have the skill and the speed and the talent.
I want to see guys dunking and flying all over the place. You don't get that with centers.
Absolutely.
It is always a welcome sight to see honesty and good sportsmanship in professional sports. But golfer Blaine Barber took this to a whole new level. Barber realized he had signed an incorrect scorecard 6 days after making the second stage of PGA Tour Q School and called the PGA Tour to inform them of his mistake, even though he knew it would mean disqualification. Now, Curt, would you be able to admit and show, even if you knew there was a disqualification coming your way?
I'd like to think I would answer that with yes. And especially,
but it's a tough one.
It is. Oh, my goodness, because it's especially your career on the line. But I think especially with golf, because it is a gentleman's game where you're supposed to be honest. There's really no one out there watching over you except you yourself. So in golf especially, I think he did the right thing, and I think I would too. Yeah,
I'd like to think that I would do the right thing as well, fingers crossed. But in an era where players don't even admit to things that they've done while being caught on video doing it, this is a really nice thing to see, a guy being honest, even though it could mean the promotion that he's been wanting.
It's great to see athletes do the right thing for sure.
Exactly. We have to step away, but coming up next, I'm joined by our NBA experts to play What Are the Chances? Stay tuned.